Hola, my name is Nidira Salim. I am the author of the book, The Gift of Brokenness. Likely, if you've read it or heard of it, it probably brought you here. Thank you so much for joining me today. And I'm going to go ahead and continue with the series that we're on. The last video we spoke about guarding your heart, but I just wanted to touch on something in the Bible. It talks about having a hard heart. So today I have two scriptures, but the first one I'll be coming from is Hebrews 3 and 8. And it says, "Do not harden your hearts as in the day of rebellion, in the day of testing in the wilderness." And just a little bit of backstory, that's pretty much about the children of Israel after they were delivered from Pharaoh and from slavery in Egypt. After all the miracles God showed them and how much He provided for them supernaturally, the children of Israel, they hardened their hearts. They didn't want to be led by Him. They were used to following false gods like the Egyptians. They had adapted to the ways of their oppressors. And so their hearts became hardened when they were in the wilderness. They didn't want to seek God. They became rebellious. They didn't want to believe in God anymore. They started thinking, oh, well, there's food in Egypt. Why are we struggling in the wilderness? Even though God would literally make it rain food for them supernaturally from heaven just for them. And I wanted to relate that to today's society, how we can harden our hearts. You know, our hearts can become hardened from a lot of different things. Namely, like unforgiveness can make someone's heart hard. Just continuously just not really making yourself like vulnerable when you need to. You just want to be so stiff-hearted. You don't want to let anybody in. You want to be impenetrable. But the Bible also talks about having a heart of flesh, which means that we don't have to be so hard to the point where we can't let somebody in. Not saying we should let everybody in, because like I said, we did discuss that in the last video, to guard your heart with all diligence, because out of your heart is what you will play out in your life. But we do want to be vulnerable enough to the people that love and care for and nurture us and are there for us, the ones that we've adapted to and grown to love. Y'all, I still didn't do this hair the way I was supposed to, but excuse me. We want to make sure our hearts are accessible to the people that we love. It's hard to build an intimate relationship with anybody if your heart is so hardened and stiffened where nothing can penetrate, nothing can come in. If you live like that and want to be in close relationship, you're actually going to have a hard time having the closeness that you want, developing the level of intimacy that you really desire. So we do need to be wise about letting everything in. Don't like, some people say, oh, I'm a free spirit, I'm open-minded. Okay, don't be that open-minded where your brains fall out. That's number one. Don't be that free where anybody can get a ride. That's number two. Okay, I go on and on. But I did want to read also Proverbs 28:14, and it says, blessed is the one who fears the Lord always, but whoever hardens their heart will fall into calamity or fall into ruin. So it's the same thing. We want to obey God. We don't want to be unforgiving, not loving to people, and also to God. God we're made in His image. God has feelings. The Bible equates some scriptures to God having emotions. So when we do well, when we obey Him and we're following Him, we're seeking Him, God loves that. When we're broken, which is one of the things that we talked about in the book, God, it's a requirement of us to seek God. But when we're broken, the Bible talks about God actually seeking us out when we're broken. So, God is, people equate, they make it God so intangible. But like I said, when your heart is hard, it's hard to build an intimate relationship with people and with God. So I just want to leave you with that today. Be encouraged, and just know that God is tangible. God is in reach. You have to reach. And if you're broken, he's there. He's very present. He's always there in trouble. All right. Well, God bless you all. Thank you so much for joining me today, and see you next time, Lord willing. Peace.